We're Sarah and Ben. We're on an Arctic adventure exploring the extreme north of Europe.
Welcome back to Diamonds on Tour. So we're sitting here enjoying a nice freshly made cup of tea, and we're sitting at the port for the ferry, waiting for the ferry to come, and the sun's shining and it feels really good because just want to show you what we're looking at out of the side of our van. Hold there. Incredible, right?
It is incredible. It's also a little bit bittersweet, isn't it? Because this is our very last cup of coffee sat in our van in the Arctic. Because while we're on this ferry trip, we actually crossed the Arctic Circle back below the circle and into the non-Arctic. Is that a word?
Into the non-Arctic circle.
Yeah. So
below
we've been,
the Arctic circle.
27 days we've been in the Arctic, and it has been absolutely magnificent, hasn't it?
Oh, it's just incredible. I'm just lost for words, really. You might be glad about that. Lost for words. It's just, oh God, it's stunning. And I don't think for 1 minute this will be the last time we come to Norway. I'm sure that we'd like to come back. We definitely want to come back. And I think we're thinking that actually we probably picked the right time of year to come. March, April definitely. And then just into May. And we think it's going to start to get really busy.
I think what we did just say is how much we've loved Norway. I think it's also true to say that we've absolutely loved Sweden, and the little corner of Finland that we went through were also magnificent. So it's this whole area is absolutely a place that's amazing. Enjoying a cup of coffee and a little biscuit. These ferries, the ones which were on the route, the coast road further up Norway, where you've got no choice other than to use the ferry, because the ferry route is part of the coast road. The ferries are free of charge. We were on a couple yesterday that didn't cost us anything, but this one is a charged ferry, and the way it's charged is there's a tag, you know, the tag we've got in the window down there. For the toll roads. So the same tagging system charges you for these ferries. But we just boarded this one, and the guy came up to the van and he said, now then, how do you want to pay for this? And we went, well, we've got the tag thing in the window. And he said, well, it's not coming up though. And he said, oh, well, don't worry about it, just carry on.
This beautiful waterfall is called Laksforsen, and the river is usually at the right season teeming with salmon, and salmon, as you know, like to have to get back to I think the area in which they were spawned themselves to mate and reproduce, and they have to get back up that waterfall, and they can be seen in the right season, in the summer I think, actually jumping up the fall. Quite a feat. Well done, salmon. Clever things. Over on the far side, we think we've spotted an artificial stairway that's been created so that the fish can get up there more easily. It's not running at the moment. There's no reason for it to be running at the moment because the fish aren't trying to get up there. So, but that's quite interesting. Would have been good to see that, really. We'll have to come back. That's all there is to it. We've got to come back in the summer so that we can have a look and show you. Another ferry, this time to a place called Holm, Holm, and it was a very smart ferry. It was electric, so that's a first, I think.
Now, when we left Boda, which is 4 or 5 days ago or something, we decided we did not want to use the E6, which is the main road down through the middle of Norway, because we wanted to see the scenic stuff, the coast road. So we followed one of the scenic highways, which is a recognised route, and that was incredible. Then, when we reached the end of that, we decided we could have joined back onto the E6, but we decided to carry on following the coast, and this is the route that we ended up coming down. It's taken a bit longer, but it really has been well worth it. We're currently just northwest of Trondheim, and we're going to be crossing the fjord to the west of Trondheim in a few minutes on a ferry, and then carrying on back down the coast further south. Now, although this is not the recognised scenic route, it's pretty scenic to us, so I think it was a great decision. We've just carried on. As I said, it's taken a couple of days longer, but who cares? That's what we're here for, isn't it? This is the Atlantic Road.
It is.
The famous Atlantic Road. Beautiful spot, and we've got some more absolutely unbelievable weather to enjoy it with.
Yeah, we've taken our coats off. Hey. We're outside without our coats.
Today is a momentous day. For the first time on this trip, the temperature has reached double figures Celsius. So it's 10 degrees C. So coats have been dispensed with. I was driving along in just a t-shirt earlier. Oh, it's amazing weather.
Yeah, feels good.
And this is a stunning spot.
Yeah.
Hopefully the camera can pick up just how crystal clear this water is. It really is really fabulous. It's so beautiful. There's actually two guys down here snorkeling. Not sure what they're looking for. Probably something to eat. Oysters or something like that.
So this is the bridge, the famous bridge of the Atlantic Road. It looks absolutely, I mean, it looks normal from here, but when you look at it from, as you approach it from either side, it looks like it goes really steeply up and then it drops to nothing. You can't see the other side, so it's crazy. Look at all those stickers. See? Everybody's got stickers. They go on and on and on and on and on. All around there. It's pretty amazing, really. So I thought it would be rude not to put our sticker on. So here we go. That looks a bit dead, that one. So let's see if I can get that one right. There we go. There's our sticker. Lovely.
It's the 26th of April today, so spring is on its way, but it's still not 100% here yet. There's a lot of snow still up on the mountains, you can see here, and we did a bit of route planning yesterday, and a lot of the routes we want to take down this way in the sort of fjord region are still closed. One of them, it said, last year didn't open until the 11th of June, so that's how much snow they can have and how long it actually takes all to thaw.
Just taking a little stroll on this wonderful walkway which goes around the rock here on the Atlantic Road, and it's absolutely super, really easy to walk on, and it would be wheelchair accessible as well. Thought of everything. The Atlantic Ocean Road was built between 1983 and 1989 for a cost of 122 million kroner, which was about 9 million British pounds. 25% of the costs would be financed with tolls and the rest with public grants. After 10 years, the initial 25% had been paid back through the tolls and they were lifted. The road links the villages of Korvåg and Vevang by linking the islands of the archipelago with 8 bridges over a total length of 8.3 kilometres. We thought it was magnificent and very well worth a visit. Another example of Norway's incredible civil engineering feats. We're in the town of Bud in Norway on the coast, and we've parked for the night in a great car park. Seems a really lovely town, and then we just happened to walk up the hill and found all these different things, obviously from World War II, but that's got a fantastic view. You can see why they put it here, that gun. And here's the pillbox, so they'll be able to get a really good view from there, but be protected. There's glass under there. And then rather randomly, we've got this huge propeller, which apparently is the front thruster from a cruise liner.
On the 23rd of March 2019, the Viking Sky was at sea, despite being recommended not to sail, with 1,373 people on board, just off the coast right here in Norway. A huge storm was developing, and for some reason the engines failed. The ship dropped its anchors to try and prevent it being swept onto the rocks, which are only 100 metres away.
They were in this treacherous sea, which is littered with rocks and goodness knows what else, and it's obviously a stormy sea. 470 passengers were hoisted on board a helicopter in a rescue operation. I'm not too sure what happened to the others. I'm guessing they must have stayed on board and it all calmed down or something, I don't know really. But the anchor broke, it went into the sea. And I'm just going to show you now the size of the metal that sheared. That is the... Ben, could I just have you for size again, please? You could just demonstrate the size of that piece of metal that sheared off. That's Ben's way of demonstrating. So childish, Ben.
The other anchor, the one that held, is down near the sea here in Bud. You can see here the central shank that snapped on the other one, and these two huge flukes that are supposed to grip onto the seabed, and which are supposed also to be the same shape as each other. Only one of these held the seabed and has bent with the tremendous forces it was subjected to, holding that huge ship against the storm.
Can you see all that, everybody? Ben said that it's the way it's bent that's quite incredible. So that bit in the middle should be straight there, and then this blade here that we're just going to take a look at now should actually be in line with the other one. So the furthest one away is correct. Yeah, and this one has been bent. God, that's pretty incredible, really.
And that anchor basically saved 1,300 lives. As we board yet another ferry taking us across the sea from Molde, we're going to leave you here for this week. We hope you're enjoying our Arctic adventure. If you are, please consider subscribing and leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. See you next week.